Okay, guys, so bad news and good news. Bad news, we had to take the whole top back off. Why? Because the pin was jammed in there. It would not come off for nothing. Like, I'm not gonna put it back in because I don't want it to get jammed up in there. But it was actually jammed in there. I was able to take the diaphragm, this this part right here. I was able to unbolt it from the pin. So all I had was the pin right there like that, and it was pretty jammed in there. And I tried and tried and tried to take it off without having to take all this back apart, but I couldn't. That was all yesterday. Today it's already another day. So I started doing some research, and I found out, guys, that sometimes the governor pin, which is the part that rides on that, you can see right there the governor pin, where the governor pin would ride on the fuel pin right there. So what happens is that sometimes that governor pin gets corroded with humidity, like water that will make its way in there, and you can tell how there's rust on the pin. I'm sure it's because of the same reason. And that governor pin actually gets seized in there and it won't go in or out. So that's what happened to it. It was not coming back out. So let me put this down somewhere that I can show you guys. So the governor pin was, let me get a screwdriver. So let's say this is the governor pin. It was like right there. As I was trying to remove the pin out, the governor pin would get stuck on that little wedge. As y'all can see, it's got like a little wedge, and it was stuck right there like that. So I could not make that fuel pin come out at all because of that problem. Let me show you now. The governor pin, man, there's not enough lighting. Okay, so I don't know if y'all can tell, right in there, that little chrome thing all the way in there, that's the governor pin. And it was stuck out in the out position to where it was inside of the pin, where the pin goes, and it would not move at all, guys. So I did some research. I found out that that does happen every now and then. So knowing my luck, it so just happened to happen to me. It does not it's not something that happens too often, but it'll happen. So what, on the research that I did, I actually found a video on YouTube, a guy that's talking about that problem right there. So he said pretty much the only way you can get this is to fill it up with like penetrating oil or something. Like, I put WD-40 in there, and I just filled it up all the way to the top, and I left it sitting overnight. Now, I didn't record nothing of that because I was pretty frustrated, guys. I was pretty mad because what was supposed to be an easy thing turned out into a real hard thing to do. So I was not in the mood to record none of it. But now that I'm feeling a little better, I'm just explaining to you guys what I did. So I filled it up with WD-40 all the way to the top so that the WD-40 can make its way into there and dissolve all that rust. And right now, when I got home from work, I started playing with it again. Like with some, I got some pliers and I was like yanking on it up and down, and twisting it at the same time until it finally gave up and it came out. So now that we got that problem fixed, now I gotta go ahead and put everything back together. And since you guys already saw how I did all that, how I put it on, I'm not gonna record none of that. I'm just gonna go ahead and start assembling it back up, and I'll pick up right before I start putting in the new fuel pin, which is right there. So I'll get back to you guys as soon as we get to that point. And just like that, guys, we got it all put together again. Now I feel confident that I can probably do this again in the future, because I already did it twice. I took that pump top off twice, so the second time I put everything back together was a whole lot easier than the first time out. And now I feel more confident. First, before I even started doing it, I was still kind of scared of doing it, but now that I had to do it twice, I'm pretty confident that I can do it again in the future if I have to. But if I don't have to, I'm not gonna do it. So here it is, guys. Here's the fuel pin. I already put it on the diaphragm. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in there with the notch facing to the front of the truck. Whoops. I kind of twisted it a little bit. Now I gotta take it back out. I want to make sure that thing's pointing straight to the front of the truck. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and put all that back together. And I'm gonna go ahead and also, I'm just gonna do everything off camera. Y'all don't have to see all that again. So I'm just gonna put all the banjo bolts back on, and I'm gonna go ahead and screw the fuel screw back in, and then we should be done. Okay, guys, I was actually gonna restart this whole clip, but I'm just gonna leave it in so that y'all can see how easily we can make a mistake. You see that spring right there? Forgot to put it in. That spring goes in there with the diaphragm. So I just thought I'd tell you guys. I was about to put the cap on, and luckily I had the cap right next to the spring, and I was like, oops, forgot to put that one in. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in, and then I'll be back with you guys. Okay, guys, as y'all can see, everything is put back together. Now I hope I put everything back together how it's supposed to be. So now all we gotta do is try to start this thing and see if it'll run. Okay guys, so as you can see, I had the intake out and everything ready to cover it in case the truck, the engine ran away. I was going to use this to cut the air supply, but it didn't turn on. Now I think I know, I'm almost like 99% sure what the problem is, guys. Last time I used it, I ran it out of fuel. Like literally, guys. Last time I drove it, I was able to just get to the gate and it turned off on me. And I was able to turn it on, like, and it barely made it into the garage right here and it turned off again. So I thought I had enough fuel, but my fuel gauge doesn't work, and I went to check the fuel tank and it was empty. So what happened is that I lost my prime, or the truck lost its prime. And you know, diesels, they can't have no air in the injector lines or anything. And I kind of knew it was going to happen because when I opened up the top of the pump, there was no fuel in there. Like normally when you take that off, fuel should spill out because that thing should be full of fuel, and it was empty. And I was kind of I didn't say nothing because I was kind of hoping that it would fill up again, but I mean, it probably did. It probably filled up again by now since I tried to start it. But the lines in here are probably full of air, so no matter how hard I try, it's not gonna happen. So what I'm gonna have to do is that I'm gonna have to prime the fuel system, and that just gave me an idea for another video, guys. So if y'all want to see if I can get it on, you're gonna have to wait for another video, because that way I can do a video of how to prime the fuel system in a 12 valve. There is a few videos out there, which is kind of how I found out, but I said I might as well just make one. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. So that's why you guys are gonna have to stay tuned. In the next video, I'll go ahead and do a video of priming the fuel system, and hopefully it will turn on. Also, another thing, guys, if y'all know the fuel pin, the governor pin, the one that goes in like that way. Some people also call it the slider pin. I'm almost sure I'm gonna have to change that one too, because it wasn't sliding anymore. Like that thing should slide in and out of the fuel pin. Like that little pin goes in here somewhere, and it should slide in as the pin goes down. It should slide in and out, and that thing was not sliding when I put it back in. But that'll probably, I'm gonna go ahead and order a new slider pin, and we'll do a video on that too. The truck should still work. It should still go on, turn on and work, but there's no AFC, so it's not gonna pretty much it's not gonna work. But the truck should still work fine. It should still be able to turn on and run and everything. But I do want to get that fixed. That way there will be a purpose for the fuel pin to be in there. If not, there's pretty much no purpose for that upgraded fuel pin, since the slider is just stuck in a certain position. So I don't think that would not be the problem for it not starting. I'm sure, like I said, I'm 99% sure that it's the air that got into the fuel lines, the injector lines. So that's gonna be pretty much it, guys. So like I said, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Make sure y'all stay tuned for the next one. We'll go ahead and prime the whole system, and hopefully it'll run. I'm pretty sure that's it, guys. So I do want to thank you guys for watching. Also, another thing, we just hit 300 subscribers, guys. I am super excited about that. Like I've said before, it might not sound a lot to a lot of people, but it does mean a lot to me, guys. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. Also, make sure you hit the like button so that YouTube can promote the video more and we can get more people to watch the channel. And that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.